What's good? What's good? What's really good, good people? It is I, the man that you all know and love, E. Digger, and you are watching another great episode of Charm City Direct TV News Minute. Breaking news just happened today, was just introduced today, announced today that the lawyers for Derek Chauvin, we all know that person, just recently found guilty on all three charges of the murder of George Floyd in Minneapolis, Minnesota, for the killing of George Floyd on May 25th last year, 2020. They're now asking for a retrial. That's right, good people. The lawyers of Derek Chauvin are asking for a retrial because of misconduct. White privilege at its best, and white privilege strikes again. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Charm City Direct TV News Minute. And of course, it starts right now. The following broadcast is for mature audiences only. Some language, videos, and content may not be suitable for young viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. That's right, good people. Charm City Direct TV News Minute. I am your host, the man that you all know and love, E. Digger. Like I stated before the intro, breaking news just happened today. The lawyers of the Derek Chauvin. What is going on here? Of the Derek Chauvin case. What is going on? The lawyers of the Derek Chauvin, the lawyers of Derek Chauvin are asking for a retrial. They're asking for a retrial because they found a picture of one of the jurors with a shirt on that read, "Get your knee off of my neck." And supposedly they took that, and now they are alleging that the juror of Brandon Mitchell, that's his name, Brandon Mitchell, had something to do with a protest that was going on in DC after or before the trial. Now they're trying to say that he was at the protest in DC before he was appointed as a juror. Now, we all know that right now, as it stands, Derek Chauvin, his sentence, he is facing 40 years in prison for the killing of George Floyd. All three counts, guilty. And he is facing a large amount of time. So right about now, boys and girls, we learned a new word, or a new word has surfaced it, or new word for the day, so to speak. And that word is called reaching. That's right, good people. Reaching. That's when you dig. You're digging deep for some information. You try to pin some stuff on a person and you're trying to get them, so to speak. Trying to get them. And it's quite funny. It's quite odd that, all of a sudden now you're getting all of this time, and now all of a sudden you want a retrial because something ain't right. So we're going to go to We're going to go to the first video I have right here, if I could pull it up, if it'll act right. And it talks about what's about to happen in the case, or why the retrial. So we're going to go to this quick video and we're going to come right back.
And now that we have U.S. representatives threatening acts of violence in relation to this specific case, it's mind-boggling to me, Judge.
Well, I'll give you that Congresswoman Waters may have given you something on appeal that may result in this whole trial being overturned. But what's the state's position?
Your Honor, the state's position, first and foremost, and this is a concern I raised at the beginning of the proceedings, well into jury selection, is that we can't allow statements like this, vague statements, to be considered a part of the record on appeal. If there's a specific statement that a specific U.S. representative made, then there needs to be some sort of formal offer of proof with the exact quotes of the exact statement or some kind of a declaration.
I'm aware of the media reports. I'm aware that Congresswoman Waters was talking specifically about this trial and about the unacceptability of anything less than a murder conviction, and talk about being confrontational, but you can submit the press articles about that. This goes back to what I've been saying from the beginning. I wish elected officials would stop talking about this case, especially in a manner that is disrespectful to the rule of law and to the judicial branch and our function. I think if they want to give their opinions, they should do so in a respectful and in a manner that is consistent with their oath to the Constitution, to respect a co-equal branch of government. Their failure to do so, I think, is abhorrent, but I don't think it has prejudiced us with additional material that would prejudice this jury. They have been told not to watch the news. I trust they are following those instructions, and that there is not in any way a prejudice to the defendant beyond the articles that we're talking specifically about the facts of this case. A congresswoman's opinion really doesn't matter a whole lot. Anyway, so motion for mistrial is denied.
First off, I just want to go on the record and say this. Anybody can say whatever the hell they want to say. That's one. Now all of a sudden, you just saw it. He had a problem with Congresswoman Maxine Waters, who made the statement about this trial. We all know Maxine Waters. We all know that she's not going to bite her tongue. She's going to say whatever the hell is on her mind. Shout out to you, Maxine Waters. But again, that don't pretty much prove anything. You see what I'm saying? Hey, you say whatever the hell you want to say, Now I'm going to take you to another video that pretty much talks about, again, the trial. That's not it. That's not the one that I'm looking for. Maybe it's that one. Come on. This one is courtesy of ABC World News Tonight. And we're going to talk about that one. And this talks about the mistrial. It talks about the retrial. Why all of a sudden now they want to do a retrial based on Brandon Mitchell's shirt. How they all of a sudden just said, oh, wait, one juror had a shirt on and it looks like he was at the protest when he said that he was somewhere else in DC. So we're going to go to that right now, and we're going to come back.
Breaking headline I mentioned off the top tonight, late today, involving Derek Chauvin after that guilty verdict. Lawyers for the former Minneapolis police officer tonight are now asking for a new trial. Late today, filing a motion on several grounds, including what they claim is jury misconduct. It comes as a photo has surfaced showing one of the jurors wearing a Black Lives Matter t-shirt and cap and attending a march in Washington during which members of George Floyd's family spoke. Here's ABC's Alex Perez tonight, of course, following the case from the start for us.
Tonight, Brandon Mitchell, one of 12 jurors who convicted former cop Derek Chauvin of killing George Floyd, is defending his impartiality as a juror after this picture of him last August resurfaced online at the March on Washington commemorating Dr. Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, an event where George Floyd's family members were among the speakers. Mitchell, wearing a shirt with a picture of Dr. King and the words, "Get your knee off our necks," and BLM. After the guilty verdict, Mitchell telling our Robin Roberts that video of Chauvin's knee on Floyd's neck was key.
And then seeing the multiple angles of it from the body cams, from the other cell phones, it was probably the most important piece of evidence.
Mitchell, during jury selection, answered no when asked if he participated in demonstrations about police use of force. Mitchell told the Minneapolis Star-Tribune his attendance in D.C. was 100% not a march for George Floyd and directly related to MLK's march in the 60s. Tonight, Chauvin's defense attorney, Eric Nelson, filing this motion for a new trial, citing a number of reasons, including jury misconduct.
Certainly gives him some ammunition in terms of him asking the court to conduct a hearing to determine whether or not this juror should have been on the jury or not.
And David, that defense motion for a new trial is expected in high-profile cases like this one. The prosecution has already responded, saying they will vigorously oppose that motion. As for the juror, Brandon Mitchell, he says the decision to convict was based solely on the evidence. David?
All right, Alex Perez again tonight. Thank you.
And welcome back to the show. You just saw a video courtesy of USA Today, a USA ABC World News Tonight. I apologize. And it talks about the retrial. Why do the attorneys or the lawyers for Derek Chauvin feel as though that they need to go on a retrial? Now, the thing that bothers me the most, and a lot of people will agree to this, is okay, so we have this retrial for Derek Chauvin because he feels as though that something was wrong, but we cannot get the life back of George Floyd. Let me say that again. We can have a retrial based on, your information, your supposed evidence of a black man in DC with a shirt on that says, "Get your knee off of my neck." How you subsequently just think that this person before goes to a Black Lives rally protest or rally, and how you may say that he was a part of that just based on the shirt that he have on, and say that this was jury misconduct, all because you don't want to go to prison because you and I know what they're going to do to him behind bars. We all know that. So the brilliant minds of his lawyers said, we have an idea. Let's dig, or the word for the day, good people, is reach. And let's bring this up because of juror misconduct. How clever. It's funny how, and I know I'm gonna catch some heat about what I'm about to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I really don't care at this point. It's funny how white privilege was declined at that trial. Did anybody see it? Did y'all watch the trial? Did you not see white privilege declined in that courtroom? Oh, Derek Chauvin thought that he was going to get off free. Sadly mistaken. Or Now, black people, I want you to I want you to calm down. I want you to simmer down now, because I know a lot of us was, celebrating when we heard the verdicts of all three charges were filed against him. Found him guilty on all three charges. We was celebrating and we was clapping. Oh, we was rejoicing from a healthy place, black people. But I want y'all to simmer down a little bit, because white privilege is about to strike again. You see, it's quick to say retrial or repeat or a motion to do this over because you saw this black man with this shirt on and thinking that, since he did it. Oh, get him, get him. White privilege is not going to help you again, my friend. Let's all face it. Let's all face it. Let's all come to grips with reality right about now, and let's all face it. You're going to prison. Keep repeating that over and over again. You're going to prison, my friend. It's no way of getting around it. You can shout out three other people and say what they didn't do. The other jurors that was in that room with you when they convicted you, when they remember when they said you was found guilty on all three charges. Remember that. Let's all say it together, black people. You're going to prison. That's what's going to happen to you, Derek Chauvin. It ain't no shadow of a doubt that you're going to get out of this one. You can appeal, and then appeal till you peel no more. What's going to happen to you is, again, white privilege is not going to prevail, and you're going to prison. The evidence is there, sir. I don't give a damn if whoever was on this in the jury, the jurors who had on whatever shirt, and you saw them out in the club and they was drinking and they were saying Black Lives Matter with you could have videos of that, man. You still going to prison. I'm just going to keep it a buck with you. I don't give a damn if you dig up Abraham Lincoln and say that he didn't write the Gettysburg Address. You still going to prison, man. Let's face it. White privilege was declined then, and white privilege will be declined now. There's no way of getting around it. It's no way of getting around it. When you go to the market or you go to the bank and you have out your card and you're happy because you just know that you got $250 on your bank card. And when you go to that bank account and when you go to that bank or that ATM and you stick in that card and it says decline, what type of feeling you get? Right. So it's no different, Derek Chauvin, in this situation, my friend. You're going to prison. You're going to prison for killing George Floyd. There's no way of getting around this. And see, I love it when, people reach, because that's what you're doing. You're reaching and you're trying to dig up something and you're digging and you're digging. And then when you pull it out and you're thinking that you have something, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry for you, boo-boo. I am so sorry for you. See, the thing that you shouldn't have done was kill him. That's right. You shouldn't have put your knee on his neck. You see, and the evidence is there. People see, there's a little thing called cell phone. Little thing called cell phone, and on the very back of the cell phone, you see. Let me come in a little closer for those who can't see. You see that little thing right there. See this? All three of them right there. Some of them got two of them, you know. Some of them got one of them, and they come with a flash. You see that right there? That's called a camera. And see a lot of people what they want, what they do now, Derek Chauvin, is they like to take pictures. They like to take pictures of stuff. They wait for stuff to happen and they take a flickety flick. And then the miraculous thing, the wonderful thing that cell phones did over the course of time, that with these little, I don't think you saw it, Derek. I don't think you saw it. Let me show it right here, right in there. What people like to do now is take videos of stuff. They like to take videos of stuff, Derek Chauvin. And then once the incident happened, Derek Chauvin, of people who have these videos on their camera and these cameras on their phones, Derek Chauvin, they kind of, put it out there on this thing they call social media, Derek Chauvin. And and then once the incident happened, and then it goes to trial, and the judge pulls up this evidence. It was seen across the world of you having your knee on his neck. But now you're coming out with a black man with a shirt on. How many people wear? I'm gonna give you one better. I have on a shirt right now. If I can, I'm gonna just stand up a little bit. I have on a shirt that says NASA right there. You see that? And that don't necessarily mean that I work at NASA. I wish I did right about now. I really wish I worked in I could clean a floor at the NASA headquarters right now in Florida. I wish I could possibly get a job wiping down a desk at NASA. I'm almost certain that they make good money when they wipe down a desk at NASA. I just happen to have on this shirt that I bought from Walmart, but that don't necessarily mean I work at NASA. That didn't necessarily mean that young man wearing that shirt was at that rally in DC around the time that he was in DC, damn it. That's like me going to DC looking at the cherry blossoms, but you're thinking that I'm at another situation, another protest, you dumb, stupid bitch, you. I don't get it. But all of this is not going to bring back the life. Is not going to bring back the life of George Floyd. None of this. I know what it is. White privilege was declined. And you trying to take that white privilege card again and try to stick it in that ATM again. And it's not going to work this time again, Derek Chauvin. It's going to say decline again. My friend, you going to prison and they going to beat your ass. Why I'm laughing, people? Because it's funny. It's funny how white people just pull out the racist, or not the racist card. I'm sorry, that too. But how they pull out the white privilege card very quickly. It's not going to work, my friend. I'm sorry. Hey, this has been Charm City Direct TV News Minute. I have been your host, the man that you all know and love, E Digger. Make sure you check us out right here, same place. Charm City Direct TV on YouTube, on Twitch, Facebook when they stop acting shady, and all social media platforms. Hey, enjoy the day, enjoy life, and I holla at you when I smile at you. Peace.